Hi, Sam here from Healthy Mind Coaching and Training. I just want to share a few things with you today about self-care. It's probably something we don't think a lot about because we're always busy looking maybe after other people or looking out for them. But one of the important things is to ask for help. A lot of times we're very reluctant to ask for help, and really that causes us maybe difficulties that we don't need. We should be asking for help because everybody needs help, and we shouldn't feel bad about that because it's part of the process of getting things done at the end of the day. Another thing is not to fear is don't fear spending time alone, because again, aloneness sometimes gives us that time to reflect and to understand or try and plan things out or look to do things in a certain way. And if we think it through, we're likely then to have a better outcome. Rather than going just by your feelings, because feelings are fickle, they're up and down. You can't trust them, you can't rely on them. Another thing that might sound a bit odd is putting yourself first. You see, if you don't put yourself first, what happens is you put everybody else before you. And what you end up doing then is getting what's ever left for yourself. In regards to putting yourself first at times, you have to, because you have to do what's best for you in a given situation, or what is the best outcome for you, so that maybe you can help others better in a particular way. The next thing then is asking for what you need, not just accepting the lowest common denominator, or again, not just accepting what you think won't offend someone, or what you think will be the least to ask for. You might as well ask for the best or the most, and maybe get a wee bit lower than that, because if you settle for the least, then you're going to end up with a very low, and that's not going to make you feel in any way great. The other one is setting boundaries, because a lot of times, again, people encroach on our time, in our space, and maybe sometimes even come into our lives and make us feel in a way we don't want to feel. So again, you have to set boundaries. The other one is then, and it's a big one, learning to say no. Because if you're always saying yes, just because you're too agreeable, or just because you don't want to offend someone or upset them or lose a friend or whatever the case may be, we have 1,000 reasons for always saying yes. But have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to say no, but you just said yes because it was easier? There was no conflict or confrontation. Well, look, at the end of the day, saying no gives you the ability to be honest, because you probably don't want to do something. You've just agreed to keep the peace. Secondly, it allows you then to have a certain amount of credibility, even with yourself. I said no there, and it really felt good because I didn't want to do it. And then, of course, saying no also gives you the ability where people don't just take you for granted. There's Sammy who says yes. Let's ask him, because you never say no. Truth is, when you say no, you get more respect. Then, of course, there is this forgiving yourself, because a lot of times we feel we're unworthy to maybe look after ourselves, or we shouldn't be doing that for ourselves. Other people need me more than I need myself. That's not true. It's like the child and the baby. If the baby doesn't get fed, at the end of the day, the baby will starve. But if the mother doesn't get fed, then the mother and the baby will starve. So, realistically, you got to look at, looking after yourself, taking steps which are appropriate. And not being selfish, I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying that forgive yourself from being critical or over self-critical, the old negative self-talk, putting yourself down, or making excuses because you feel inadequate or not good enough, or, as I say, worthy. The next one then is taking a step back, knowing when enough's enough or when enough's too much, learning to step back and protect yourself before you burn out, or before something worse happens, like a breakdown, whatever. So there are a few things about self-care I hope can be helpful to you. I hope they will benefit you, and hopefully you'll get something out of this. But thank you very much for listening. Until we speak again, Sam.